Thank you, Mr Speaker. Mr Speaker, I can advise the House that overnight Queensland has recorded 0 community cases. Mr Speaker, we have 1 case in hotel quarantine. This person is a flight crew member with recent travel from Mongolia and Singapore. They were infectious on the flight. We did 8,395 tests and there were 13,415 vaccines delivered by Queensland Health, meaning we now have 76.13% of Queenslanders have received 1 dose and 61.79% of Queenslanders are fully vaccinated. Is it outside? Outside music.
There is a protest activity outside. I'm assuming that's where that noise is coming from.
Nice music, though. very calming for Parliament.
Hey, but Premier, it's no vanilla ice.
Mr Speaker, COVID is coming. It's coming to every corner of this state. It's coming to places it has never been before, and it is coming soon. Mr Speaker, anyone who hasn't been vaccinated now has 3 days. 3 days, or they will not have the protection they need when the borders open just before Christmas. The impact on anyone who is unvaccinated will be devastating. We are talking about life and death. Today, Victoria recorded 1,923 new cases and tragically 25 people lost their lives. New South Wales recorded 293 cases and 2 deaths. Mr Speaker, there are 16 areas of concern where vaccination rates must improve. Callide, Central Highlands, Charters Towers, Gold Coast Hinterland, Isaac, Lockyer Valley, Mackay and Surrounds, Mergen, Rockhampton, Sunshine Coast Hinterland, the Tablelands, Cairns, South and West, Torres and Cape York, Townsville, Toowoomba West to Miles, Mount Isa, Cloncurry and Burke. If you're on this list, you are at risk if you are vaccinated. As soon as question time is over, I will be speaking with the mayors of these communities, just as I would if a cyclone was coming. Because, Mr Speaker, a cyclone is coming. A tsunami of COVID cases will follow people who are coming in from interstate, and we must get prepared and we must get vaccinated. Mr Speaker, transport and main road signs will carry the message, vaccinate now. I'm going to also ask every church and faith-based group and every school to use their signage to carry the same urgency message. Mr Speaker, those on this side of the House share that view, and I encourage all members of Parliament to do all the same they can to make sure their communities are protected. Mr Speaker, I'm advised last week's Vaxathon had the desired effect of encouraging more people to get vaccinated. In Rockhampton, vaccinations jumped 3.5%. Mackay was up 4.4%. Cairns up 2.5%, with Sunday up 3.5%, Toowoomba up 2.9%. But we must do more. This weekend is the Lifesaver Long Weekend, because every vaccination is a lifesaver. 23 surf life-saving clubs will open from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday, including Arcadian in Townsville, Port Douglas and Cairns, Emu Park, Elliott Heads, Bundaberg and Harvey Bay, Imeo, Broadbeach, Miami, Burleigh Heads, Southport, Coolangatta and Pacific. Coolum, Metropolitan, Caloundra, Markula, Maroochydore, Mooloolaba, Majimba and Sunshine Beach. In addition to the surf life-saving clubs, pop-up and theme Dreamworld, SeaWorld, Currumbin, Wildlife Sanctuary, Aussie World and Australia Zoo. But wait, there's more. Shortly, the Education Minister will detail 10 schools that will open in target areas this weekend. 12. They will include Logan, Emerald, Woodridge, Browns Plains and Rockhampton, but the Minister will go through more. Everyone is welcome. Walk-ins are accepted, so please look at these lists. There are places right across Queensland for Queenslanders to get vaccinated this weekend. And next weekend, Bunnings is back. 34,561 were vaccinated in our last Bunnings weekend. It's time for them to come back for their second dose. And of course, you are welcome to come in and get your first dose too. Mr Speaker, the time to get vaccinated is now. 3 days, that's all we've got. Mr Speaker, on behalf of my government and our state, I take this opportunity to publicly farewell and pay tribute to His Excellency the Honourable Porter Jersey, AC, as the 26th Governor of Queensland. His Excellency was appointed to the role by Her Majesty the Queen in 2014 following a distinguished legal career. He was called to the bar in 1971, was appointed as Queen's Counsel in 1981 and as Judge of the Supreme Court of Queensland in 1985. In 1998 he became the 17th Chief Justice of Queensland, serving in that role for more than 16 years. He was appointed a Companion of the Order of Australia in 2000 and awarded a Centenary Medal in 2003. Her Majesty the Queen appointed His Excellency as Commander of the Royal Victorian Order in 2021 Queen Birthday Honours List in recognition of services as Her Majesty's Governor of Queensland. For the past 7 years, His Excellency has carried out his constitutional duties, ceremonial functions and community role as Governor with the utmost dignity and dedication. I particularly acknowledge his outreach to communities across the state during his term, which officially ends on Monday. Mr Speaker, it was my honour to host a farewell dinner for His Excellency Mrs de Jersey. It was an evening of great warmth and affection. I was pleased to offer my personal impressions, which I believe are shared by many, such as his eagerness to engage with the people of our state, his 272 visits to regional centres, his effective use of social media, his famous walks down Gregory Terrace during the Ekka surrounded by happy showgoers and posing with strawberry sundaes, his considerate advice and guidance, and his sensible modern approach to the executive duties of Governor in our system of government. In his reply, he conveyed his deep respect for the office and his profound affection for our state of Queensland. And, Mr Speaker, with very good grace and humour, he pointed out that although he will remain honourable, he will no longer be excellent. That may officially be the case, but I'm sure the House would agree that we will always associate excellence with Paul de Jersey. Yeah. His Excellency also wanted us to know that although he leaves Government House on Monday morning, he's still Governor until his successor is sworn in on Monday afternoon. He said that if urgently required during the intervening 4 hours, he would of course carry out any vice-regal duties that suddenly arose. Mr Speaker, it is our intention— Never. Mr Speaker, not in your lifetime.
Order. Order.
Mr Speaker, it is our intention to leave him in peace to enjoy private life, not from Monday afternoon but from Monday morning. And after all, he and Kay have richly earned it. On behalf of the government and the people of Queensland, I express my gratitude to His Excellency and Mrs de Jersey and extend my best wishes to them and their family for the future. Yeah. Mr Speaker, as Governor de Jersey's successor, Dr Jeanette Young will on Sunday complete one of the most exceptional chapters of public service that our state has ever seen. Yeah. After 16 years dedicated to the well-being of every Queenslander, Dr Young's time as our longest-serving Chief Health Officer draws to a close. Over the past 2 years, we've been able to rely on her steadfastness during COVID. But this has been the culmination of her long devotion to every aspect of our health. Since 2005, she has campaigned for wellness and fought long and hard against cancer, smoking, obesity and the flu. Remember the flu? Anything from public health perspective that improves the lives of Queenslanders, from the inner cities to our remote Indigenous communities. In 2015, Dr Young was awarded the Public Service Medal for outstanding public service to Queensland Health. Just some of her responsibilities have included health disaster planning and response, aeromedical retrievals, cancer screening, communicable diseases, environmental health, preventative health and medical workforce leadership. And of course she has been the State Health Incident Controller for the management of the COVID-19 pandemic response. This has meant enormous pressure, sleepless nights and a torrent of information which she has processed calmly and clinically with compassion and care. Yeah. Mr Speaker, under this unprecedented burden, Dr Young has done precisely what her role requires. She has kept us safe as possible from COVID. Yeah. She has done that from the very beginning when she was the first to recommend an emergency response. I am proud to say that, in my opinion, Dr Young has led Australia and the world in COVID health measures. Yeah. And I am grateful to have had her with us each day as we've stood together to face this challenge. Of course, her service to Queensland doesn't end on Sunday. On Monday, Dr Young becomes Her Excellency, when she is sworn in as our 27th Governor. I know she will bring those same attributes of intelligence and compassion to her new role. Mr Speaker, there is a famous phrase from history: never was so much owed by so many to so few. Dr Jeanette Young would be the first to say she had a wonderful team dedicated to our health. But on this occasion, we single her out to acknowledge the debt of gratitude of 5.2 million Queenslanders. Mr Speaker, the Delta variant claimed the ECA for 2021, but it won't take away the people's long weekend. Public holidays inject millions of dollars into struggling tourism businesses and support local jobs. That's why, when we were forced to cancel the ECA for the second year in a row in August, we made a decision to relocate the people's long weekend public holiday to October 29. Mr Speaker, this decision is already paying off. Sunshine Coast tourism operators have reported a strong surge in bookings for this weekend. Gold Coast theme parks are bracing for an influx of tourists, and family resorts at many tourism locations throughout the state are reporting a boost in patronage. Last year's People's Long Weekend delivered a 31% increase in Queensland's holidaying at home and a 62% increase spent by locals throughout the state. In total, this year's People's Long Weekend is set to generate $130 million for tourism operators throughout Queensland. Today, I'm also proud to announce that our latest tourism promotion has sold out. In only 10 days, our Great Queensland Getaway campaign has generated more than 43,000 bookings throughout Queensland, worth more than $10.5 million. Overall, we expect this initiative will generate $80 million for tourism operators throughout our state. Mr Speaker, Queenslanders have only 3 days to get vaccinated to ensure they're fully protected. Today marks 50 days until Queensland reopens, which means the People's Long Weekend is likely Queensland's last Delta-free public holiday. I encourage all Queenslanders to make the most of it. It's not too late to book. I'm advised there's still accommodation available at tourism destinations throughout the state, from the far north to the Fraser Coast, down to the Gold and Sunshine Coast. Mr Speaker, I call on all Queenslanders to support local businesses and local workers to recover from the impacts of COVID-19, get a jab and get away. Mr Speaker, a few more to go. Our screen Queensland, I'm doing a Peter Beattie. Mr Speaker, our screen industry continues to generate millions of dollars for our economy and jobs for Queenslanders, critical to our recovery. That's right, I'll take that interjection. The spotlight is often on big blockbusters, but it's also other industry jobs we're targeting that also create jobs. Things like post-production bring work into our production houses. I'm pleased to announce today we are supporting 7 productions to complete post-productions here via our post-digital and visual effects PDV 15% initiative, including Paramount Pictures' The Infernal Machine starring Guy Pearce, action-adventure children's feature film Scary Girl, and feature film The Best Surf Movie in the Universe, among others. All of these productions will create 250 jobs at post-production studios in Queensland, like Photon Creative, The Post Lounge, Serve Chilled, Pixel Zoo and Cosmic Dino Studios. And in a game changer, I can announce today we'll be further supporting the Queensland games industry by offering a brand new 15% rebate to attract games projects into our expert local games studios, the most competitive rate in the country, which will mean jobs, jobs and more jobs. And finally, Mr Speaker, I'm pleased to announce Kurt Fernley will be the Paralympic athlete representative on the Brisbane 2032 organising committee.
Oh, here.
What a wonderful appointment. Kurt has won 13 Paralympic medals, including 3 gold over 5 Paralympics. Swimmer Bronte Barrett was elected as the Olympic athlete representative. We also welcome Catherine Clark, the CEO of Netball Queensland, as the new Chief Executive of Paralympics Australia.
I call the Deputy Premier.